listen to this.
Today I will record another tape with the purpose of helping all of us understand the nature of the mind, the pure, original essence. This knowledge is meant for everyone, regardless of age, gender, status, nationality, or belief. It is not bound to any religion, doctrine, or philosophy, but rather it speaks directly and simply about the truth of the mind. When we truly understand the mind, we will be free from suffering and will no longer be caught in the cycle of rebirth. This knowledge should be a fundamental subject for all learners, a discipline I call the study of the enlightened mind. It is a subject that leads to ultimate liberation, ensuring that this lifetime is our final existence in samsara. Through this understanding, true peace can arise in the world, fostering unity, compassion, and a sense of brotherhood among all beings. The body we inhabit is merely a vessel, a temporary instrument through which we experience and communicate. In reality, we are not this body. We are pure consciousness, formless, luminous, and untainted. However, this essence of life, this original state of being, does not inherently recognize itself. That is why it relies on sensory perceptions, thoughts, emotions, and language as tools to comprehend and express its existence. The physical body is like a container that allows us to function in this world, but it is impermanent, fragile, and fleeting. It can cease to exist at any moment, this evening, tomorrow, or the next day. Life is uncertain, and death does not discriminate by age. Some pass away as infants, others as children, teenagers, or adults. There is no guarantee of longevity. When the body perishes, our consciousness, this pure formless essence, immediately seeks a new vessel, continuing its journey through the endless cycle of existence. The reason why the mind, or the essence of life, continuously seeks a new body without end is because it lacks wisdom. It does not recognize its own true nature. Each time it takes form, whether as a creature of the land, sea, sky, or underground, it exists only for a short while, struggling to survive, competing, consuming, and being consumed. Then, when that body perishes, the mind drifts again, attaching to another form, repeating the same cycle indefinitely. Why does this cycle not stop? Why doesn't the mind cease to be reborn? The answer is simple. It does not know itself. It does not realize that it is a pure, formless essence beyond all physical constraints. When the mind inhabits the body of an animal, does any species teach its offspring to realize the true nature of consciousness? Even among humans, who are considered fortunate to have this vessel of self-awareness, how many truly understand the mind? Many people live to be 80 years old and still have not realized their true nature. Even after studying under spiritual teachers, they continue searching for liberation without truly knowing the mind. They remain caught in the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, this grand illusion, this theater of existence called the conventional world. Humans are privileged to have this body, yet no one teaches them about the mind. Parents do not know they are pure consciousness. Teachers do not know. No one in this world knows. Instead, we are taught the language of convention, a language that is merely a tool, a ripple of sound that emerges from the mind as energy, as vibration. The inner voice we hear within is nothing more than the resonance of consciousness itself. It is not who we are. It is not the mind. Let me be clear. We are not our thoughts, not our names, not our identities. We are pure, formless life energy, empty yet luminous, free of birth and death, neither dark nor light, neither happy nor suffering. We have no gender, no nationality, no history, no future. We have never truly been born in this world. The essence of our being is timeless, unbound by space, unshaken by illusion. It is the zero state, the immortal element, beyond time and distance. When I turned against the stream and awakened to the mind, everything I had once believed about being human shattered into fragments. I came to realize that I am not this human form, but rather a pure, formless essence, silent, luminous, and all-knowing. It is seamlessly one with the vast emptiness before me, and in that moment of realization, I saw that the entire universe was within the mind. The mind is the original source, and all universes arise from this pure essence. When I awakened to this truth, tears fell. How could human beings ever understand? They continue to believe they are merely human, trapped in a dream, just as when one sleeps and dreams of having a life, a family, possessions, and experiences. Yet one does not realize it is only a dream until awakening. And when that moment of awakening arrives, tears fall, for everything that had been pursued, all that had been built and accumulated, was never real. It was as if one had been deceived all along. After this realization, I felt compelled to share this knowledge with everyone, regardless of age, background, or belief. I want to make the understanding of the mind clear, accessible, and undeniable. This knowledge should be integrated into education systems worldwide, forming a core curriculum called the study of the enlightened mind. If teachers themselves have realized the mind, they can guide their students. But to ensure true understanding, every student should listen to the teachings directly. The goal is for each child to awaken to their true essence and report back to their teacher saying, "I see it now. I know that I am the pure, original essence. This body is not me. The voice that speaks is not me. Thoughts, emotions, and perceptions are not me. Everything I once believed to be myself has dissolved. Now I no longer suffer, and I know I will not be born again. I feel light, free, at peace." When a student reaches this state of understanding, they pass with full marks, moving forward not by theoretical learning alone, but through direct realization. Those who have not yet awakened will begin conversing with those who have, questioning, observing, and seeking deeper understanding. They will turn their attention inward, watching closely, until they see for themselves how the voice that speaks is not the self, how mental images are not the self, how emotions are not the self, how perceptions are not the self, and ultimately, how this body itself is not who they truly are. When children finally see the truth, that none of these things are truly us, the mind awakens with a sudden realization, exclaiming, "So I am the mind, I am the pure essence." Everything else is merely an expression of the mind, a tool, an appearance that comes and goes. And in that moment, a deep sense of wonder arises. Those who are not yet clear will eagerly seek out those who have awakened, asking them questions, seeking to understand. The ones who have already realized will share their insights with their friends, saying, "Observe this closely. The voice that speaks is not really your voice. It is merely an occurrence, can you see? The sound you hear, it arises and is known by itself, can you see that? There is no you in it. Emotions too, happiness, sadness, pleasure, displeasure. They are just passing phenomena, coming and going on their own. Can you see that? The moment you truly see it, everything loosens, lightens, and then suddenly the realization bursts forth. You are the pure, luminous essence. As others hear this, they begin to observe, to reflect, until they too awaken to the same realization. They then report their understanding to their teacher, marking their completion of this fundamental knowledge. As more and more students awaken, their teachers begin to listen, reflect, and understand as well. When teachers themselves listen to the teachings, they too awaken to the truth, that they are not the body, not the name, not the identity they had once believed. They realize that they have never truly been born into this world. The mind has no gender, no name, no history, no age. It is not human. It exists beyond time, beyond space, beyond language, beyond suffering or pleasure. It is free from all conditioning, existing in its purest state, pristine, radiant, and utterly transcendent. It is an awakened essence, fully liberated, beyond all duality of joy and sorrow, even laughter, even moments of happiness. When one sees clearly, one recognizes them as mere expressions, not the true self. The real nature of the mind is something far beyond happiness. It is pure, untainted, and beyond any description. Those who awaken to this truth experience a profound revelation. Why is this so vast? Why has no one ever taught this before? When one truly sees, one knows that the cycle of birth has ended. No matter what happens, one sees that there is no more birth. Why? Because the mind has recognized its true nature as the original, pure essence, beyond all arising, beyond all illusion. Once we realize that we are this pure, luminous essence, we see clearly that the body is not us at all. No matter what happens to the body, suffering no longer touches us. The body still falls ill, still ages, still perishes as before. We can still visit doctors, still feel hunger, still enjoy food. Everything remains exactly the same. But now, there is no self that claims ownership over any of it. The voice that speaks still sounds the same, yet we see that it is not us speaking. We once believed that what we uttered had meaning, that it was our voice. But upon realization, we see that it is merely a phenomenon, nothing more. It exists by itself, without a name, without a definition. It is beyond words. The world appears as it always has, yet it is no longer seen as the world. It is simply something indescribable. Emotions of pleasure or displeasure still arise, but they no longer belong to a self. The same feelings continue to function as before, annoyance, happiness, sorrow, but now there is no one experiencing them. Irritation arises, yet there is no one to be irritated. Joy arises, yet there is no one to be joyful. Suffering arises, yet there is no one to suffer. It is as if we no longer exist in this world, yet everything continues to function as it always has. With this realization, all stress disappears. The mind, which used to be caught in endless loops of thought, overthinking until it became anxious, depressed, or physically ill, this entire burden dissolves. Before, we relied on memory, clinging to thoughts, remembering and replaying them over and over. But once realization dawns, it is as if memory is no longer needed. There is only deep understanding, an understanding far more profound than any knowledge gained through recollection. This understanding is the key. The more we listen to these teachings, the lighter we feel. With each repetition, the mind becomes clearer. Listening once, we gain 1% wisdom. Listening again, it deepens to 5%. A third time, perhaps 6%. And as we continue, it begins to penetrate our very being. Without realizing it, tears will flow. The heart will feel lighter, freer, indescribably so. Why do we feel so light? Why are we no longer stressed like before? Why are we no longer suffering? Why has the mind stopped its endless cycles of worry and overthinking? Life begins to change completely. The more we listen to these teachings, the more everything shifts. What we once held onto as memory, accumulating, remembering, repeating, will no longer be stored as rigid recollection, but will transform into pure understanding instead. As we continue listening, we will suddenly have moments of realization. Oh, so this body isn't really me. It's just a body, and I only assumed it was me. Look at your arms, your legs. They do not speak, do they? They do not say, I am an arm, or I am a leg. It is the voice within that assigns labels and meanings. This same voice says, that is father, mother, child, relative, house, car. But if you simply look at everything as it is, without the added labels, they are just as they are, unchanged, unclaimed. Try sweeping your gaze from left to right, from right to left. Look up at the sky, look around at the world. What you will find is a knowing, an awareness that is vast and empty, without an individual knower. It simply knows, by itself, effortlessly. Look at everything around you. Can you see how it perceives itself? How it knows itself? Where is the self in all of this? There is only openness, spaciousness, a profound lightness. There is only pure awareness, not someone who is aware. The moment we see that everything arises simply because we assign meaning to it, a deep understanding dawns. Oh, that is a tree, that is a mountain, that is a province, that is a district. But wait, where exactly is Monday? Where is Tuesday? Where is the province? Where is the district? What truly defines them? Nothing inherently holds these labels. It is only this voice, this thought process, that continuously assigns meaning and constructs the entire framework of existence. Once we recognize that this very voice is what gives birth to all illusions, the realization is profound. Tears fall. This is just 25% of the understanding. Keep listening, keep observing, and the depth of realization will continue to unfold. As we continue listening, as understanding deepens, we feel lighter and freer. The more we listen, the more everything loosens, like untying knots that have kept us bound to the illusion of self. Before, we firmly believed, "This is me." But as we listen, we begin to question, "Wait, maybe this isn't me after all." Then we start seeing more clearly. This body feels pain and illness on its own. The body does not declare itself as anything. It is only this inner voice that says, "This is an arm, this is a leg, this is pain, this is dizziness, this is male, this is female, this is my name, this is my identity." From the first moment we spoke until now, it has only ever been this voice defining everything, claiming ownership over what was never ours. The moment we realize this, the burden of an entire lifetime collapses. Tears fall. The knowledge we once held shatters, and memory no longer binds us. Everything becomes light, empty, and vast. This is the 50% mark. As we continue listening and understanding, we begin to notice this voice more often. We see that it constantly assigns meaning, labeling emotions as happiness, sadness, satisfaction, dissatisfaction, suffering, or neutrality. But upon deeper observation, we realize that emotions themselves do not speak. They simply arise as formless energies. Sometimes they are dark, heavy, and negative. Sometimes they are light, clear, and positive. Emotions shift between these two poles, yet they never define themselves. Only the voice does that. This realization deepens, and tears flow again. We start to see thoughts more frequently, becoming aware of the constant inner dialogue, recognizing each thought as it arises. At this point, we no longer need to make an effort to observe. It happens naturally. We see thoughts continuously, from the moment we wake until the moment we sleep. Even in sleep, we remain aware. This level of understanding reaches 75%. By now, the mind is incredibly light and free, with almost no doubt remaining. However, a lingering question arises. Is this the end? What happens when it is truly over? What does full realization feel like? But there is no need to question. Just keep listening, keep understanding. Listen effortlessly, whether you are sweeping the floor, doing daily tasks, or simply resting. Whether you hear every word or not, just let the sound be present. Stay connected to this voice. Understanding will unfold naturally. The mind only lacks wisdom. It does not yet know itself as the pure original essence. In truth, we do not yet know that we are this luminous, formless reality. But as we listen more and more, this voice will start to echo in our mind constantly. Even when the tape is not playing, we will hear it inwardly. It will feel strange at first, as if the voice is always present. This is the sign that the mind has firmly anchored itself in the knowledge of the mind. It has stabilized, ready for the final realization. At this stage, everything feels incredibly light and open. Listening becomes effortless. Whether washing clothes, eating, resting, walking, running, or driving, we simply let the sound be present. We listen as much as we can, without force, without expectation. Even while showering, even when we catch only bits and pieces, it does not matter. The process unfolds naturally. The more we listen, the more we feel anchored to the sound, so at ease, so peaceful. Sleep becomes deep and restful. What was once a restless, anxious mind that struggled with overthinking and insomnia now sleeps effortlessly, untroubled, weightless. The sense of self dissolves further. 75%, only 25% remains. Then we continue listening, effortlessly, enjoying it, letting it integrate into daily life. And one day, something happens, perhaps while simply walking, sitting, or even while driving. Suppose you are driving, and suddenly a motorcycle swerves in from the left, forcing you to react. You glance right, another car is there. You attempt to shift left again, another motorcycle appears. In that instant, bang, a sudden sharp moment of near collision. A flash of alarm surges through the body. But in that moment, if you can see it, see the reaction as it arises on its own, see the body's instinctive response, see the mind's shock, then suddenly a realization strikes. Wait, this is happening on its own? And then, boom, everything shatters. It is as if the body itself explodes into fragments, as if the entire world disintegrates in that very instant. A deep, undeniable understanding erupts. Who is the one that knows? Who is the one that has been wondering all this time? In that very moment, all doubts dissolve. The entire illusion collapses, leaving only vast, boundless emptiness, clear, luminous, utterly pure. It feels as though the mind has penetrated into the very fabric of the pure essence. In that state, there is no time, no space. Everything is known from within the very substance of purity itself. It is as if we have entered another dimension, a dimension of the original essence, the zero dimension. This is the zero element, the purest of all. And in that realization, we become one with the vast emptiness of the entire universe. Yet at the same time, we see that the entire universe has always existed within the mind. When we finally see that we are the formless, pure essence, so luminous, so beyond all conditioning, tears flow uncontrollably. At this stage, there is no holding it back. When the realization explodes within, there is no stopping it. Some cry out, some scream, overwhelmed by the magnitude of what has been revealed. It is as if the self is completely gone, shattered beyond recovery, leaving only vast, boundless purity. The human identity we once clung to falls away like something discarded, something insignificant. It suddenly feels crude, impure, like we once believed ourselves to be the most intelligent, most superior, most beautiful, most developed, only to wake up and realize that all of it was an illusion, a deception. It was never real. It is as if we had been dreaming of being some grand being, only to awaken and see that we are something infinitely beyond, a pure, formless nature, beyond all measure, beyond all comparison. And in that moment, we understand. Everything we once thought was great in the dream of human existence was utterly meaningless. We are left astounded. How could we have been so blind? How could we have clung to such coarse illusions? And we see clearly, O humanity, why do you become lost in such crude attachments? The entire nature of our mind shifts into something profoundly refined, something beyond all grasping. This is the state of knowing, a realization so vast that nothing is left to seek. Some may develop abilities, gaining insights, understanding countless mysteries, but none of that matters. It is all just tools, all just phenomena. Nothing is us. What we truly are is pure, clear, untouched by anything. This is the final realization. This is completeness. If someone has truly reached this state, they will not proclaim, I am a god, I am supreme, I am the greatest, I am this, I am that. No, those who claim such things are still caught in the realm of fabrication, still playing with illusion. Remember this: true realization leads only to giving. There is no pride, no arrogance, no desire to display knowledge or superiority. There is only the boundless wish to guide others out of suffering, to free all beings from the endless cycle of birth and death, never to be reborn again. There is only sharing, only the desire to uplift others. And when all awaken, when all realize, true peace arises in the world. The world finally knows true harmony. When the realization first strikes, the tears are unstoppable. The release is overwhelming: lightness, vast openness, and absolute freedom from the world. There is no longer any sense of being human, yet the body remains, still living in the human realm. Why? Because the body has not yet perished. And so, life continues until the day the body reaches its end, whenever that may be. But now, it no longer matters. There is no suffering over the body anymore. Whatever happens to it, whether it heals with treatment or not, it simply is. Everything is accepted effortlessly, without resistance. From this moment on, this clarity remains unshaken. There is no more doubt. The heart knows completely. There is no more birth. And not only that, it is not anything at all. There is only profound lightness, complete peace, and freedom from all suffering. With this realization, all burdens dissolve. Stress, anxiety, depression, migraines, suppressed emotions, even illnesses caused by mental strain, vanish completely. The heart knows with absolute certainty, from now on, there will be no more memory to hold on to. There is no longer dependence on thought or recollection, only understanding remains. Life continues in this world, yet nothing is carried. There is only knowing, and whatever is known passes. Knowing arises, and it fades away. Understanding arises, and it fades away. Even understanding itself is not me. Even the knowing itself is not me. Everything functions as part of its own nature. The body does its work. The voice does its work. Mental images do their work. Emotions do their work. Awareness itself functions as it does. Whether understanding arises or not, all things simply perform their natural roles. There is no longer an owner of anything. This is the nature of the liberated mind. When one truly sees that they are the pure, formless essence, everything else is clearly not them. The body is not them, though they temporarily dwell within it. Pain still arises, just as before. If the body is struck, there is still a sensation of pain. But now, that pain is not personal. Do you understand? Pain continues to exist, but it no longer belongs to anyone. It simply happens. If someone were to strike the body, it would still feel the impact. If pain were severe enough, the body might stop breathing, it might die. But even then, so what? It is already known that there is no more birth. Once one knows their true nature as the pure, original essence, the question of death becomes irrelevant. The body will pass whenever it does. There is no birth, no rebirth. There is nothing left to question. It is fully realized. This is the pure essence, beyond all arising and ceasing. Do you understand? Once we realize that we are the pure, formless essence, why would we take birth again? How could we take birth again? Birth happens only when the pure essence does not recognize itself, when it forgets what it truly is. It is like not knowing something, and because we do not know, we seek ways to find out. If we do not know what lies beneath the ocean, we must descend into the depths to see it for ourselves. But to go underwater, we need tools, a diving suit, oxygen tanks. That is birth. If we do not know what exists beyond Earth, we must build spacecraft to explore it. That is birth. If we do not know whether a certain restaurant's food is delicious, we must walk there, bring money, and taste it for ourselves. That is birth. But one who has realized the truth of the mind, who has awakened, knows fully, I am the pure essence. There is nothing more to seek, nothing more to learn. Everything has already been understood. There is nothing that belongs to me, and nothing that is me. So why would such a one take on a body again? What purpose would it serve? This body is not me. This voice is not me. These mental images are not me. These emotions that arise are not mine. Even the knowing, even the understanding itself is not me. Do you hear this voice? Do you see how it is simply heard by itself? Where is the self in this? Do you see that there is no me? Some may say, "Ah, I understand now." But look deeper. Who understands? Where is this understanding located? Is there a someone who understands? If so, find it. Where is it? There is no form, no substance, nothing can be grasped. Then who is the one understanding? Who is speaking right now? Can you find the voice? Where exactly is the voice? We assume it is here, but where exactly is here? It cannot be touched, it cannot be held, it has no fixed location. The past does not exist, the future does not exist, and even the present cannot truly be found. The voice may say, "I am speaking right now, in the present." But where exactly is the present? Does it have form? Can it be touched? No, it cannot be found, because it does not truly exist as a solid, fixed reality. This voice has no substance. So why would we depend on something that has no true existence? There is no owner of this, no self to claim it. The vibrations of thought, the fluctuations of sound, these are merely waves, merely movements within the vastness of what is. The word sound and the word thought are one and the same. The voice that speaks in your mind, the constant stream of inner dialogue, that is thought. But what is it? Who is speaking? Look carefully. Does it have form? Can it be touched? Even the words that come out when you open your mouth and speak, do they have a tangible form? Can they be grasped? When there is no substance, no form, then where is the self? Now try to visualize. Imagine your parents, imagine an animal you love, imagine a mountain, a hospital, your home, your car. Where exactly do these images exist? Imagine an elephant, a massive one with two long curved tusks, majestic and grand. It lets out a thunderous roar, its steps shaking the earth. Do you see it? Can you picture it? But now, where is this elephant? Can you point to it? Can you touch it? You see how the mind generates waves of perception. It creates sound, it creates images, it creates emotions. But where do emotions exist? Where exactly is happiness? Where is suffering? Where is neutrality? Where is satisfaction? Where is dissatisfaction? Emotions deceive us, keeping us bound to this world. We chase happiness, trying to avoid suffering. We accumulate wealth, thinking it will bring happiness. We compete, we fight, we harm one another, all in pursuit of happiness, all in avoidance of suffering. We seek status and power to gain happiness. We seek delicious food so that we won't suffer from hunger. But where is this happiness we are all chasing? Where is suffering? When we are consumed by suffering, we cry, we grieve. Yet does suffering have a form? If so, take it, shape it into something solid, and hand it to me. Let me hold it so you no longer have to suffer. Can you do it? No, you cannot. Because suffering has no substance. Then why do we suffer? Does happiness have form? Does satisfaction have a body? If not, then who is happy? Do you see now? These emotions, these thoughts, these perceptions, they are simply waves arising from the pure essence, temporary expressions that appear and dissolve. If we do not foolishly grasp onto them, they remain nothing more than fleeting phenomena. They are empty, impermanent, without an owner. Awareness itself functions naturally. Can you see that it is simply aware on its own? Then where is the self? Ask your heart deeply, who understands all this? Even understanding has no form, cannot be touched, cannot be held. So where is the self? Let the mind answer. And when the mind finally sees and declares, "There is nothing that is truly me," at that moment you will encounter the pure essence, radiant, clear, and beyond all illusion. We are that pure, luminous essence. In that state, there is no time, no space, no form, and no suffering whatsoever. Imagine, if there were no body, there would be no struggle, no need for food, no need to work, no need to strive for anything at all. Even this very voice, the sound we use to communicate, does not exist there. The pure essence does not need sound. Sound is only a tool for existing in this world. The body, too, is only a tool, just like a submarine is made for the ocean and a spacesuit is made for outer space. In the same way, the human body is made for existence in this world. Thought, imagination, emotions, whether joy, sorrow, anger, hatred, love, or ecstasy, all of these arise and function only within this world. The ability to hear, to see, to taste, to feel, all of these are tools of perception, meant to be used here. Even understanding and misunderstanding, memory and forgetfulness are only relevant in this world. But within the pure essence, the formless, radiant nature that we truly are, none of these tools exist. That which we truly are, this pure essence, is beyond all sensory experience. It is only brightness, openness, freedom, and boundless awareness. But even these words are merely ways to explain it to the human mind. In truth, it is beyond description. It is not anything at all. Yet when one first realizes it, the experience is beyond anything that can be expressed. It is so vast, so immense, that no worldly treasure could compare. Even winning the grandest lottery imaginable, millions upon millions, would be insignificant next to this realization. There is nothing in this world, or in the universe, that can be exchanged for this truth. This is the most precious thing, yet it is already within each and every one of us. It is the essence of life itself, crystal clear, absolutely pure, inseparable from the entirety of existence. We are the original essence, free from all suffering, free from all becoming. There is no more birth, because once we realize that we are this pure essence, there is no longer any need to take form. The only reason consciousness has continuously inhabited bodies, moving from one existence to another, is simply because it did not know what it truly was. Now, it knows. And so, the cycle ends. For us to know, we must first find a tool, just like how, to explore beyond the universe, we need a spaceship, a spacesuit, and food suited for space. Do you see? But once we realize that we are the pure, formless essence, there is no need to rely on any vessel anymore. The mind, our essence of life, will no longer take birth. We will not be born again. This will be our final existence. It is as simple as that. And once this realization occurs, all suffering ceases completely. None of the struggles of human existence remain. There is only openness, vastness, and an indescribable lightness. This is true liberation, the end of all suffering, the end of all rebirths. At this stage, no memory is needed, no thinking is required. The knowing happens naturally, effortlessly, through direct experience. It functions automatically, without effort, without training, without needing to maintain the mind. There is only continuous clarity. Concentration becomes sharp, awareness becomes refined. Even learning improves. One naturally becomes more intelligent, more perceptive. If this knowledge is spread through schools, teachers will also listen. And when a teacher fully awakens, teaching children will become effortless. But the most important step is simply listening, letting the understanding unfold naturally. Everyone will become clear. It is easy. But if one cannot grasp the essence, they will remain lost in ignorance, wasting months or years searching. Let me explain again. We are pure, luminous essence. To recognize what we truly are, we first needed a vessel. So we sent out a subtle current of awareness, attaching to a form. This attachment comes with perception. It recognizes and experiences. From there, waves arise, rippling outward into sound, into images, into emotions. These are nothing more than tools, instruments designed to be used in this world. That is all. When we rely on these tools, the body, the rippling waves of sound, images, emotions, sensations, memory, we unknowingly become attached. We send out our awareness and cling to these temporary tools as if they were truly ours. It is like believing we are an astronaut, identifying with the spaceship, the spacesuit, and the food designed for space travel. This is my spaceship. This is my suit. This is my food. But in reality, none of these things belong to us. Not even this body. It too will disintegrate one day. If even the body is not ours, then what truly is? Why do we cling? Look at the world. We take on different bodies, yet the cycle remains the same. When we inhabit the form of animals, we consume one another, eating, hunting, killing, day after day. As fish, as land creatures, as birds, we prey upon each other, caught in an endless cycle of survival and destruction. Then, as humans, we continue to harm, to exploit, to conquer. We fight over land, over food, over power, over status. We wage wars, we deceive, we destroy, no different from animals. Why? Because we believe we are human. We fall into the illusion that we are truly a part of this constructed world. We believe we belong to a particular religion, a specific ideology, a country, a region, a social class. We attach to identities. This is my community, my village, my province, my nation. We take everything seriously, as if it were absolutely real, as if it were us, as if it were ours. Wake up, wake up, wake up. We are the mind, the formless essence, empty, boundless, luminous, and pure. Do you understand? We are this pure, abiding essence that has only temporarily attached itself to a vessel. This body is nothing more than a mechanical form, a vessel, a robot, a programmed machine. It operates automatically, producing sound, images, emotions, perceptions, and memories. But we are not this machine. Do you see? The voice speaking right now, it is not our voice. The images in the mind, the emotions, the perceptions, the memories, none of these belong to us. They are merely part of the functioning of this temporary body, tools designed for this world. But we, the true essence, are beyond all of it. We are the mind, the essence of life, merely residing in this body for a time. We send out energy to sustain this machine, this physical form. Yet after inhabiting it, we mistakenly believe we are the machine. We become so immersed in the program that we claim everything as ours. Even now, as these words are spoken, we believe, I am speaking, I am listening, I am understanding. This is a real voice. I am truly hearing, I am truly comprehending. Wake up, wake up, wake up. This voice is not truly a voice. It is just a ripple, a vibration transmitting knowledge so that the mind may absorb and awaken. When the mind fully realizes this truth, it no longer relies on these tools, and the cycle ends. This is the transmission of wisdom from mind to mind, beyond conventional speech. There is no sense of I speaking, no sense of this is a voice, no sense that I exist in this world, and no sense that anyone is listening. There is only nature. There is only the mind, transmitting to the mind, using this wave of sound as a temporary means, just as a tool. Do you see now? This vibration, this voice, is not us, nor is it ours. It has no true form, no substance, only a tool, nothing more. It is like the energy waves of a mobile phone. A phone transmits signals to a tower, which sends them to another phone, enabling communication. With a phone, we can talk, watch, interact, buy, sell. Entire worlds of information appear within it. But it is just a tool that we use, nothing more. Do you understand the meaning of a tool? If a phone breaks, do we feel pain? Some people are so attached to their phones that if something happens to them, they feel distress. But why suffer over it? It is not us. In the same way, this body, this voice, these thoughts and these emotions are just tools we have used, but they are not us. Recognizing this, we are free. A pure essence comes to inhabit this robotic vessel, utilizing its voice, imagination, emotions, and sense of awareness. Yet from birth, parents, teachers, and everyone around teach us, you are this human robot. You belong to this family. You must make a living, build a family, and perpetuate our lineage. Consequently, we truly believe we are this robotic human form. We believe wholeheartedly that we speak, think, experience pleasure or displeasure, and perceive genuinely. Everything we accept feels absolutely real, because no one has ever guided us in understanding the nature of the mind itself. But now, I'm pointing directly to this truth. There is no inherent self here. Let's verify and investigate together. This is why I'm telling you all this, simply for the sake of direct examination. Let us investigate deeply. This body will not last long. Eventually, it must perish. Shouldn't we examine this closely? After death, where will we go? It is the mind, the formless, pure, clear essence of life that continues onwards. This pure essence drifts towards a new body, starting the cycle anew, whether reborn as water creatures, land animals, birds, or subterranean beings. This continuous process repeats endlessly, learning again, devouring one another, experiencing anger and hatred, only to die and repeat the cycle again and again. This is samsara, the perpetual wheel of existence. When will we cease to be reborn? When will we truly understand the nature of our own mind? Therefore, I am clearly emphasizing that we are not this physical body. Understand this clearly. We are the pure, luminous essence of mind. Now, having realized that this body is not truly ourselves, when it experiences pain or discomfort, simply take it to a doctor. That is all. When it feels hungry, just feed it. If it gets cold, provide warmth and clothing. If it struggles with the elements outside, find shelter. When unable to travel, secure transportation. Simply prevent the body from excessive suffering. This much is sufficient. Clearly understand, the body is not who we truly are. Now let's continue our investigation. Close your eyes and imagine this scenario. Where have you gone? Can you recall your own face? Right now, how clearly can you visualize your own body? Can you sustain this mental image without opening your eyes? Even raising your hand, you can't really see it. Has your hand lifted yet? Suppose it has. Now imagine picking up a spoon. You still don't truly know where the spoon or even your own hand is, correct? Try reaching out and grabbing the spoon, scoop some rice and food, and then bring it to your mouth without opening your eyes. Where exactly are you in all of this? Where are the objects? Notice, you have to think, imagine, and create all these experiences within your mind to understand what's happening. Without a physical body, only this pure knowing remains. Let's examine further. Emotions of happiness and suffering. Do they have any substance or true self? If we command ourselves to feel happy or joyful immediately, can we truly force it to happen? Try telling your emotion, be sad right now, or be angry immediately. Can you actually make it obey? Why not? Because emotions have no substance or owner. Can you clearly see this now? When happiness arises, it does so by itself, and then naturally disappears. We can't command it to remain forever. Similarly, when suffering arises, it appears on its own and dissolves naturally. Once you truly realize this, you'll criticize yourself saying, emotions have no real self, no owner. Why have I foolishly clung to them? Since suffering belongs to no one, why do we suffer at all? You'll even scold yourself, oh, how foolish I've been. If that's the case, there's no need to suffer, right? Why should we hold on to something no one truly owns? Let happiness come and go as it pleases. Simply recognize happiness when it arises, and acknowledge sadness as it emerges. Both happiness and sadness simply appear and then fade away, continuously arising and dissolving, appearing and vanishing. Now let's look even deeper. Emotions appear and disappear. Right now, happiness arises. But where exactly is it? Can you grab it and show it? You can't. Sadness, where is it? Try picking it up right now. Can you mold it into a tangible shape? Impossible. It simply doesn't exist as a solid entity, correct? If these emotions have no real substance, why do we foolishly cling to them? They're nothing but fleeting experiences, similar to passing gas. No real form or substance at all. Whether happiness arises or sadness arises, just let it pass through naturally. They exist only temporarily, merely appearances without real existence. We constantly chase after things that have no true substance, trying desperately to acquire wealth. But does wealth itself truly exist as something tangible? We seek happiness, but is happiness itself a real entity to hold on to? We strive for a beautiful or handsome body, but beauty or attractiveness arises only because of how we mentally label it. When we think we're beautiful or handsome, then we become so. If we think we're unattractive, that's what we become. Can you see this clearly? The moment we label something as an arm or leg, suddenly arms and legs seem to exist. But does the arm or leg itself ever say it's an arm or leg? No, it's the mind, the thought or voice within, that declares, this is an arm, this is hair, these are nails, this is my left hand, my right hand, or this is my thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger. The inner voice labels everything, even the days of the week. Today is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Look carefully. None of these things inherently announce or confirm their identities. It's only our mind, the internal voice itself, that creates all these meanings and labels. Now let's consider, is this wall truly our house? Is this piece of wood our house? Is this metal beam our house? Are these dust particles our house? What makes anything a house? Language alone declares, this is a house, and so it becomes a house. It's no different than entering a cave and saying, this cave is my home, thus transforming that cave into your home by mere words. Do you understand? Similarly, you never actually had a name, but someone, your parents or relatives, gave you one saying, your name is Lemon, my dear. Did you ever ask yourself if you truly wanted the name Lemon? Why must you be Lemon? Why must you bear this surname? Why even have a name at all? Could you exist without a name? Why must we live in this physical body? It's simply because we need these tools, these vessels, to realize and understand clearly that our true nature is the pure, luminous essence, the mind itself. Other vessels can't grasp this truth. We are extraordinarily fortunate to have a human body capable of realizing and understanding the nature of the mind. And even more importantly, now you're hearing my teachings, learning the science of the mind, the formless essence of life, the knowledge of awakening. When students deeply understand this, clearly recognizing their mind, they're freed from identifying as a limited person. What a miracle! Clearly from the heart itself, one sees the mind as open, light, free from suffering, free from rebirth. Upon realizing this profoundly, students excitedly report back to their teachers, and the teachers confirm, you've passed, you've succeeded, now you can move on to the next level. From this moment, everyone will naturally develop mindfulness, concentration, profound wisdom, and lasting tranquility. Stress, anxiety, depression, mental disorders, all vanish entirely, completely cured. Because when there's no identification, there's no thinking, no stress, no suffering, there's simply no self left to hold on to. Your mind becomes clear, spacious, and free, no longer reliant on memory or fixation. Only pure understanding remains. Whatever arises, just let it be. Whatever dissolves, just let it go. Imagine you're at home and accidentally knock over an expensive glass worth 200,000 baht that your mother just bought. It breaks into pieces. What can you do now? It's already broken, right? You simply sweep up the pieces, go to your mother, and calmly say, "Mom, that new glass you bought, the one worth 200,000 baht, has broken." Your mother becomes angry and scolds you harshly. How could you be so careless? What were you thinking? Yet does her anger restore the shattered glass? Of course not. No matter how intensely she scolds, the glass will never return to its original form. Recognizing this truth, what's the point of anger or blame? Anger only brings suffering to the person who holds on to it. If we accept the truth that the glass has already broken, there would be no argument, no unnecessary stress or suffering. Then why must mothers and children argue? Why must husbands and wives quarrel? Why is today's meal tasteless? One might complain. Then what do you want to eat? The other responds, anything at all. So you simply fry an egg and ask, is that better? Has the anger passed yet? Realizing that anger itself has no solid substance, we see it's our minds creating these unnecessary dramas. We think without awareness and drown in emotions without noticing we are drowning. Consider this. Do these emotions, the voices in our heads, or our thoughts, have any tangible form? Can you physically grasp your anger, sadness, or stress? Of course not. They have no real substance. Then why engage deeply with them? While living in this world, simply carry out your duties, communicate, coordinate, and handle life's complexities as they arise. If you're busy, then be busy. When the task is done, let it go. Eat your meal. If you're full, let it be. If you're not full, let that be as well. At work, if there's conflict with your boss, let it pass. If your boss praises you today, acknowledge it and let it pass. Even this conversation we're having right now, experience it fully, then allow it to pass. Do you have to instruct your mind, be angry now, or mind, feel stress right now? Stress arises by itself and eventually dissolves naturally. Once you see clearly that stress and suffering have no real identity, you'll begin to wonder, where is this self I've always believed in? When you truly see that stress appears and disappears by itself, wisdom arises. There is no fixed self to suffer at all. So why suffer? The glass is already broken. Let it be. Why make yourself suffer over it? When you deeply understand the nature of this body and mind, merely tools, realizing clearly that your true essence is this pure, luminous, boundless life force, you'll know directly. There is nothing here to cling to as ours. Imagine you've traveled to a distant planet. To exist on that planet, you must assume a suitable physical form, just like taking an avatar. You effortlessly enter this new body, equipped with the ability to speak, think, feel emotions, and perceive things. You live among the inhabitants of that world, behaving normally. They all accept you, convinced that you're one of them, but deep inside you clearly understand you're not truly like them. You come from a more advanced civilization, temporarily inhabiting this primitive planet, learning their ways. As you observe them, you notice how they suffer and endlessly argue over trivial matters, causing you to quietly laugh to yourself. Why do they quarrel so much? He insulted me. She hates me. He took my land. She stole my food. He's a criminal. I'm good. They're evil. Wait, pause for a moment. None of these conflicts possess true substance. You're breathing right now, aren't you? You're alive, and they're alive too, correct? At this moment, nothing truly terrible has occurred. The earth remains as it is, water is present, food still exists. Everything simply continues in its natural state. Look carefully at this world. It just is as it is. Sometimes darkness comes, sometimes there's brightness. It naturally cycles this way. What reason is there to argue or fight? I don't like him. Wait a moment. Can you show me exactly where this dislike exists? Can you take it out and show it clearly? What shape does this feeling have? You can't physically grasp emotions, can you? If they're intangible, then why keep creating them? Why suffer because of them? Why sink deeper into them? Why cry at all? Can we see that there's nothing truly ours? Why don't we live together with wisdom? Once we realize there is no self, even the voice speaking now isn't actually a voice. No one is conversing with anyone. It becomes simply living lightly in this world, as if for the very last time. There would be no conflicts, only sharing, helping, and living harmoniously in peace. We would discuss only matters of the mind, of pure elements, light, spacious, truly free and empty. The words spoken here are meant to bring ease, spaciousness, and comfort for us to hear. But if we genuinely reach that understanding, it's as if nothing has ever appeared in this world at all. Even this speaking, no one speaks. Happiness, no one is happy. Spaciousness, emptiness, ease, there's no one to feel these things. Nothing arises or relates to this world at all. Pure elements, genuinely understood, transcend all things. Yet this is said so that we humans can understand, so we can comprehend that we never truly arose on this earth. This is neither the world nor humanity, neither sound nor someone speaking or perceiving. There's only nature, existing simply as it is. We're just here to witness that even this voice arises and fades away without substance. Even as it arises, it's intangible, has no true self, so just let it be. Whatever it is, just let it be. This sound, these mental images, they simply fulfill their nature, appearing and disappearing naturally. Emotions, too, exist naturally on their own. They manifest and fade naturally without anyone possessing them. Anger arises and passes, let it go. Happiness arises and passes, let it go. Satisfaction and dissatisfaction come and go, let them be. Everything arises and naturally passes on its own. Even our desire to be full, fullness comes and later hunger returns, let it be. Daytime arises, eventually giving way to night. We needn't cling or wish day or night would last longer. Each unfolds in its own natural rhythm, exactly as it is. Can you notice the knowing right now? Does it require effort or intention to know? Observe carefully. Doesn't awareness arise on its own and naturally fade away on its own? We should simply become those who understand nature. Recognize clearly that we are purely transparent elements. All else is merely phenomena, instruments performing their functions. The physical body is just another container fulfilling its role. Soon it will inevitably break apart. Why cling to it? Even this voice is merely natural, speaking as it must. Like workers, each does its duty naturally. Thoughts arise and function according to their role. Emotions come forth, creating pleasure, displeasure, or neutrality according to their nature. The officer of perception simply perceives. Memory naturally remembers or forgets, each performing its task, indifferent to outcomes. The cognitive officer processes understanding, sometimes clear, sometimes unclear. Let it be as it is. Listen often to my talks. Observe nature deeply. Notice that everything unfolds effortlessly on its own, becoming lighter, clearer, freer. Continue deepening this understanding until you grasp it fully, 100%. Then you'll truly see this knowing happen spontaneously, effortlessly, and suddenly it explodes into clarity. At that moment, you'll directly realize your original nature as a pure, luminous element. May we all succeed in mastering this game. We already possess the mind, but we don't yet know our own mind. You must come to know your mind clearly because liberation from suffering arises precisely there, in the mind itself. Remember this clearly. When the mind finally realizes its true essence as absolute purity, this very mind will cease to arise again. With this, I conclude my message. May all who hear these words awaken clearly within, see this truth directly, swiftly win this game, and promptly realize the pure element within. May it happen immediately and clearly for each and every one of you. If you're interested in these teachings on awakening, mind observation, and transcending suffering through wisdom, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your insights in the comments, provide productive feedback, and if you find this content valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.